As contradictory as the title to this video might seem, I hope that by the end of it you can understand why it is that I decided to phrase it that way. To be clear, I am 100% an atheist. I have no reason to believe that God exists, and I don't really think that's going to change anytime soon. When I say that I believe in God, what I'm really talking about is the idea of God and the power that that idea can have. Using the most influential idea in all of human history, monotheistic and polytheistic religions undeniably shaped the world that we live in today. Some atheists like to make the case that religious movements, such as Christianity, actively pushed against human progress. But that's not exactly what I want to talk about today. I would much rather focus on the lasting effects that the existence of God as an idea and religion as a concept has had on our modern lives. Even if you are an atheist, traces of history being riddled with religious beliefs are everywhere. Maybe you have family members you can go and visit in the local graveyard. Here in Switzerland, the church of a village is the central point and often a clock tower for the rest of the village. And I have never been to that church, but I've glanced upon it every day of my life to know what time it was, heard it ringing every hour. Religion, and by extent the idea of God, pushed so many things further than we ever could have imagined. Art, architecture, the justice system, and countless others. To deny that is to ignore the reality that God as an idea has had a dramatic effect on the world that we live in. And as a result, although I may be an atheist, I live in a world where God is real, where God, the idea of God, has influence. It changes things. In fact, it's one of the strongest concepts and ideas that it isn't actually founded in evidence that we still have around today. As a result, religion is something that I am extremely passionate about. You can see references to God and religion as a whole riddled throughout my music everywhere. And the reason for that is simple. God is important to me. I wrestled with the idea of an all-powerful being controlling my every action, knowing my future, and I overcame the temptation to believe in God. And that was a shameful and humiliating journey. But I learned a lot, and I have God, the idea of God, to thank for that. I would invite any member of an organized religion to entertain this perspective, that God can be valuable without necessarily being infallible. We all have our own mechanisms for processing the world around us and our day-to-day lives. God can be one of those mechanisms without completely engulfing your life and the way that you see the world. And so when theists use the defense that God, only God, could inspire all these artists and these architects and all this power that ensued from this simple idea of a God, only God could possibly make this happen, well, I have to agree, but I don't think it's some crazy, magical, angry guy in a white beard. I think it's just this idea that we've created. Maybe humanity needed religion. I can accept that. I only wonder how valuable it'll be going forward. How long do we need the training wheels of religion before we're finally ready, collectively, to face the evidential truths of the universe?
Now has primary control of critical vehicle functions.